Alright, hey guys, welcome to Robot RPG. I'm playing a different game today. Let me see. Just checking the stream real quick. Alright, looks like I am live. Yeah, I'm playing a different game today. Playing Rogue Trader. I think it's just called Rogue Trader. Like Warhammer Rogue Trader or something. Uh, yeah, as far as I can tell, I think it's uh, yeah, I think it's called Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader by Owlcat Games, I believe. Um, so new game. I'm not playing Baldur's Gate right now. I'm still playing. Um, okay, cool. Looks good. Let me check. Let me check Twitch real quick. All right, I think it looks like I am live. Okay, good. Good. Everything's working. Yeah, playing Rogue Trader today. First session, first game. So we're gonna do character creation. We're gonna see how far we get. Um, I just started the game, so this is like probably gonna do a bunch of setup. Uh, I think I checked the audio levels. I think it's okay. Um, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. English. Fine. Uh, no. No. All right. I guess we'll just do that. Just a contrast of my screen. It all looks good. Font size is a little big. I think it's fine. Oh, this is for, I think, eyesight. Oh, this is for color blindness. Okay. Keep going. I don't know why I'm showing you guys this. This is crazy. All right. Yes, yes, yes. And licensing. All right. Settings. Okay. English. Bloodstains gore on. Bloodstains on. What? Why is bloodstains twice? Wounded creatures appear to be bloodstains. This setting takes effect if you enter any location of the game. Critical hits kill enemies in graphic ways, such as a hacking away of limbs or explosions of blood and gore. Alright, bloodstains is on twice. So guys, this game just came out, like, I think yesterday, for mass audiences, like the public. So we might get some bugs in here, you know. From what I've heard, there aren't like huge bugs or any game breaking stuff. I think there was something like a week ago or something that they fixed. I heard, I don't know. Allow sending game statistics. More about the way you play and the difficulty you encounter. Why not? Why not? Send that. Game statistics control. Alright. Tooltips. I don't know. Yeah, tutorials are all on. We're gonna have to go through a bunch of tutorials, it looks like. Pause or trap. I don't know. I assume that I don't know what all these pauses do. turn-based mode, auto end turn. Definitely want that off. Fast movement. Disable continuous movement of your party in combat. Characters will instantly move from cell to cell. Continuous movement will resume temporarily if slow motion is activated. What does that mean? Who knows? Whatever, I can change this later. Let's do it. Controls. I don't know. Okay, these are all the keybinds. Graphics. Who knows? I have no idea. Dense? Dense. Let's do dense, yeah. Dense crowd density. I think it's good, whatever. Display. We already did that. Sound. It's a little loud, I think. Let's reduce it. Let's reduce it a little bit. Alright, how do I get to the game? How do I end this and get to the game? What do I do? How do I get out of here? Do I hit this? There we go. Lord Captain, long lost worlds filled with unknown perils, deadly enemies, and ancient mysteries await you. Bring the word of the Emperor to the Coronis Expanse or die trying. Alright. Ooh, there's a cooperative mode, so you can play this with your friends and stuff. None of my friends have this game. Yet. Anyways, I don't think. So. Alright, new game. Unity Analytics, okay. It's based on Unity. Interesting. I'll opt in. I'll opt into game statistics. I'll send them all my game statistics. I mean, why not? Main story. Take up the mantle of a rogue trader, the scion of an ancient dynasty of daring privateers that reign over their trade protectorate and explore the fringes of the known galaxy. Darkness looms over the bloodline of von Valencias as it faces multiple threats. Is that my rogue trader? Am I a scion? I'm a scion of... I'm a rogue trader. Part of an ancient dynasty, it looks like. Darkness looms over the bloodline of von Valencias as it faces multiple threats. Von Valencias. Is that the rogue trader house? From within its own ranks and without, as countless enemies seek to destroy the most daring and brave agents of humanity. It's up to you to hold the reins of this shattered protectorate and forge a new path for the von Valencias dynasty, currently finding itself in a vortex of wars, intrigues, calamities, and heresy. The stakes are high and rise even higher as you cross paths with terrifyingly powerful and ambitious adversaries in the darkness of the Coronis Expanse. I don't know if you guys ever played, so I heard this game's based on the Rogue Trader RPG by Fantasy Flight, like, published, like, years ago. This role-playing game. But I heard it's only, like, kind of it's somewhat based on it, but they've changed it, heavily modified it for like a video game. But I played that game. I played the Rogue Trader RPG years ago, and it's pretty interesting. For me, it was pretty complex. A lot of numbers and stuff to keep track of for me, because but it was pretty fun and the setting is pretty cool. So the setting is like 40K, which is like a far future sci-fi setting, and like you're exploring like an unknown part of the galaxy, and you have a ship, and you have a charter of exploration or something like it. You got a charter that says, oh, I can go do all this stuff in this unknown area of the galaxy. Like, you're kind of free to do crazy stuff. So, all right, so difficulty level. Okay, we have skill tests, characteristic and skill tests. Your characters will find themselves in a situation that tests their characteristics and skills. For the purposes of such tests, the game simulates a 100-sided die roll. This is a lot like the game. This was the old RPG. You would roll like 100. Well, you wouldn't roll a 100-sided die. You'd roll 2 10s, and you'd have a 10s and a 1s. But you'd roll basically 100. 1 to 100. You get a result 1 to 100. For a character to pass a characteristic or skill test, they must roll a number less than their corresponding characteristic or skill score. Every test also has a difficulty associated with it, which acts as a modifier to the relevant characteristic or skill score. Okay. Okay. Let's say a character is attempting to disarm a trap. The difficulty of this test is -10. The character's demolition skill is 50. The game simulates the die roll, the result of which is 75. Since a character needed to roll a 40 or lower, because it's -10, because it was 50, so it's a -10 to the demolition skill. I see. So you have a 40 instead of a 50 because it's -10. Or lower to pass, demolition plus difficulty modifier 50 plus -10, and the roll result is 75, which is greater than 40. The test has been failed. If the character had rolled a 17 on the die, since 17 is less than 40, the test would have passed. Do I need to know this for the game? Am I going to be rolling dice? And like, are they going to give me like the difficulty modifiers? Alright, so you got all this stuff. Let's see. Enemy unit dodge modifier is -10%. Oh, at normal you get like the enemy stats are reduced by 20%, enemy wounds are reduced by 20%. Party members resolve is increased by 1. The chance to hit. Okay. Party member receives an injury if they receive damage that is equal to or higher than 65% of the total. Party momentum gain modifier. I don't want to get special. This value is added to the base chance enemy unit dodge modifier. This value is added to the base chance an enemy's dodge against all attacks. So enemies are at a disadvantage at normal. I think I want to do daring. I think daring is the way to go. Let's do daring. Hard. Cover. This value is added to the chance of hitting half cover when aiming at an enemy for all the characters. Yeah, let's go daring. I think daring is the neutral one. it's like everything's 0. So it's like, yeah, let's do it. I think daring. Choosing its difficulty is not recommended for players not already familiar with Rogue Trader system, as well as its implementation in this game. Do you confirm your choice? Of course, I played this game years ago. Ooh, okay, so we get our character. We got some pre-gens. We have Hekata, Soldier Archetype. Darius, probably Darius. Operative. Operatives use intelligence perception to find and exploit weaknesses in an enemy's defensive. None can withstand an attack from an operative. Core focus, precise single attacks, defense penetration, area debuffs, consistent firing. Master of all ranged weapons, quickly able to assume an advantageous position from where they stand ready to rain fire on the enemy. A well-trained and highly diverse range of arms, a soldier is particularly proficient at blasting their targets with burst fire and area weapons. Core focus, movement, and ranged attacks. Cover and dodge, burst fire, area attacks. Warrior. Warriors are combatants boasting exceptional melee prowess, capable of dealing high damage in close quarters combat and withstand heavy amounts of damage. They also excel at drawing enemies' attention from less defended allies. Core focus, melee, movement, and dodge. Armor and parry. Taunt, soaking damage. Well, let's make a custom character. Create your very own Rogue Trader. With all these customization options at your fingertips, you can create a Rogue Trader that is truly one of a kind and embark on an adventure unlike any other in the world of Warhammer 40k. 40,000. I wonder if that means, like, depending on what character you create, what archetype, it changes the story. I don't know. Alright, let's start with appearance. How much... Can I do a custom? Do we want to be scoundrels or goody two-shoes? So I have two characters. So in my Baldur's Gate game, I had two playthroughs. So I played Robert, who's the good guy, and then Tristan, who's the bad guy. So a good playthrough and an evil playthrough. So should I be... I don't want to use Robert. Roger would be like the good character, or Tristan, evil. Should I be evil or should I be good? I don't know. Well, I think Rogue Traders are natural scoundrels, so let's do Tristan. Okay, so Tristan always has like a goatee, because he's like the evil twin. He has that evil twin look. This guy. That one's pretty good, I think. Could be Asian. Where's the Asian guy? It could be Asian. I don't know. Which one looks like Tristan, I think? Okay, I think that kind of looks like my other character. Kind of looks like a Tristan. Alright, body type. Oh, I could be fat or I could be skinny. Let's just be normal. Fit. Hair. Ooh. Outlandish. I think I had a ponytail. I think Tristan usually has like a ponytail. Or some like long hair, I think. Oh, yeah, okay, so that's good. It could be bald. That might be cool. Alright, I think I want to do... Oh, that's some crazy dreads. No, it's gotta be this guy or this guy. Let's go with this guy. What is that? Oh, it's wild hair. I can have no. Alright, beard. Let's do something that's very evil twinish. That's pretty evil twinish. I think that's the way to go. Am I that loyal to the Emperor that I would get an Aquila? I don't know. Would he be wearing... Would he have tattoos? I don't think so. Augmentations. What the heck? No augmentation.
Fit for the fond Phalanxius annals.
Look upon the Emperor's faithful and tremble. To arms! Unleash the storm of macro cannons.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
You didn't stand a chance!
Empyrean, take this sacrifice.
Let's go with that one. Heretic Male. Alright, so we pick up Homeworld. Where are we from? Deathworld. On Deathworld, the plants, beasts, and sometimes even the environment itself takes aggressive and destructive forms inimical to human life. Whilst exceptionally difficult to colonize, many Deathworlds possess valuable resources that require an outpost or other human presence upon the planet's surface to harvest. These harsh environments result in some of the hardiest and most resilient populations in galaxies. Those tested and found wanting die young. Okay, so you get survival instinct once per combat. When the wounds of a Death World character drop below 30%, they gain plus 20% of their maximum wounds as temporary wounds. What does that mean? When the wounds of a Death World character drop below 30%, they gain plus 20%. Okay, so regain 20% of their... Oh, no, 20% of their maximum wounds. Oh, okay, so it's about 20% back as temporary wounds. Okay. So you're hardier, also gain plus 20% bonus to dodge and armor. So that's good if to avoid damage. Pretty tough. Okay, this is all like for damage, melee. So if I'm a melee character, I think Death World is the way to go. Every injury increases the Death World character's agility and willpower by plus 5. Wow. Every trauma counts as 3 injuries. So, ooh, so the more you get hurt, the better you are, the faster and more agile you are. That's cool. This condition is ignored. They instead gain plus 20% hit temporary hit. Your Death World character is suffering from the stunned, blinded, or immobilized condition. This condition is ignored, and they instead gain plus 20% temporary wounds to their maximum wounds. Trusty weapons gain plus 10% to critical hit chance for axes, hammers, and glass weapons. Deathworld character takes TGH bonus, less damage from flame. What is TGH bonus? I think this game is a little more complex than... Well, Baldur's Gate was pretty complex because there's a lot of game mechanics in it. I think this is the same thing. Okay, so that's a Death World, so it's kind of tough. You're pretty good with weapons. Alright, let's check out... Ooh, Voidborn. Voidborn. It's hard to say. Voidborn. Voidborn are humans birthed in the belly of a void vessel or aboard an ancient orbital satellite. Those who have lived their lives on void ships become inured to some extent due to the reality-altering process of warp travel and to living in low or zero gravity environments. In many cases, their features are drawn in their skin palette. Many even have minor deformities or a strangeness to their speech, gait, or general appearance that sets them apart from others. Fortune. A Voidborn character can reroll any failed attack, dodge, parry characteristic, or skill test with a 20% chance of success. This chance cannot be greater than the base success chance of the roll. Okay. So you re-roll, but now at 20%. So 1 in 5. But you can re-roll any failed attack, so that's pretty good. Additionally, any enemy dodge or parry against a Voidborn character has a 20% chance to fail after a successful. It's pretty good. I think I like this. So get bonus to intelligence, willpower, minus 5 to strength. Can double the damage on a hit. A chance to double damage on a hit. Critical hit. Just a flesh wound. The Voidborn character has a 2% chance to survive if they're suffering lethal damage, surviving with 1 wound. Ooh. So they're kind of resilient too. Anytime an ability or talent uses the fellowship bonus, a Voidborn character can instead use the intelligence bonus if it's higher. Additionally, Voidborn characters can always upgrade their intelligence even if their archetype does not allow. So I think Voidborn are like intelligence based. And so they're good if you have a low fellowship but a high intelligence. Contagious Luck. Using non-damaging ability on an ally grants that ally the ability to reroll any failed attack. Dodge, parry, characteristics, or skill tests with a 20%. So I can confer my own. What is this? Talents? Do I don't. Okay. The following features will be available after Origin Advancement. Okay, so I think. Oh, okay, I see. You get this one at the start. So you get an initial one, and then you get other ones as you go. This is pretty good. So it's a lot of luck stuff, intelligence stuff. All right, a hive world. Hive world. A hive world's population is so dense that great swaths of the surface of the world are frequently covered in gargantuan cities bejeweled with towering spires that pierce the atmosphere. Hive worlds are vital to the welfare of the Imperium and are the beating heart of its economy and war machine. They produce munitions for the Emperor's armies in vast manufactories, mine valuable minerals, and refine fuel for the Imperial Navy. Innumerable regiments of the Astra Militarum are raised from their massive populations as well. Okay. Strength in numbers. Hive world characters gain +1 fellowship bonus divided by 2. Resolve if there are 3 or more creatures, allies, or enemies. Well, or enemies. Okay. In a 3-cell radius. Yet they suffer a -2 penalty to resolve with no creature. So they need people around them. Interesting. Because you live in a hive world, like a big crowded metropolis, basically. That makes sense. So you're more comfortable with people around you. Agility, gain, fellowship gain, willpower minus. Alright. Oh, so you get a -5 to willpower, but you can pass a willpower resistance test using your fellowship value instead. If the character's fellowship. So this is good if you're, you want high fellowship, relatively low willpower. Okay, so he's kind of like ranged fighter. Oh, melee superiority. So also melee. Right. It's very interesting, very situational. Wants to be around people, close to others. Alright, let's check out Forge World. Forge World. Forge Worlds are the domain of the Adeptus Mechanicus, entire planets ceded to the demands of vast macro industries. Each is a manufacturing super complex of unimaginable capacity and power. Over the millennia, different Forge Worlds have become especially renowned for their philosophies or ways of war. These are often colored by the technologies they specialize in manufacturing. The bulk of a Forge World's population is utilized as a labor force, whilst the fortunate few may be inducted into the ranks of the Adeptus Mechanicus itself. Alright, so we get +5 to intelligence, +5 to toughness, -5 to fellowship. Alright, so you can on your first attack, you can your damage equals your intelligence bonus. And then after that, the bonus damage is decreased to intelligence divided by 2. So if you're pretty smart, I think this is for high intelligence characters. Wearing heavy armor, forge roll characters gain 1+. Okay, so you're wearing heavy armor. You want to wear heavy armor. Forge roll characters can use persuasion, coercion, and commerce based on intelligence instead of fellowship. Okay, this is definitely based on intelligence. Okay, fires of the forge roll characters gain a TGH bonus, deflection against a burning effect, and flame weapons. Persistence of the forge. Okay. Imperial world. An imperial world is one of a million planets united by the belief in the immortal god emperor. Hailing from hyper-technological societies to grimy, feudal populations, the inhabitants of countless worlds offer fealty and devotion to the master of humanity and the imperial creed espoused by his servants. The designation Imperial World encompasses a vast array of wholly dissimilar worlds that are, nevertheless, part of the Imperium. Humanity's finance. Imperial World characters can select any characteristic except for weapon skill or ballistic skill and add a +10 bonus. Any characteristic. Okay, so this, I think Imperial World characters are like more like the humans of Rogue Trader. Like you can just add your, like if we're playing like Baldur's Gate or like D&D or something like there, you can select what characteristic you add to, but you can only do it to one, I guess. Is it add a plus? Select any characteristic and add a plus. I think it's just one. I think you just pick one and you add a bonus. Whereas all the other ones, it's you get a +5 to one, a +5 to another, and then a -5 to another. So with these, you get a additional +5, but it's just to one characteristic. All right. So what do we have here? Okay, so if you get damaged or gets affected by something, your resolve's increased. So that's like enemies affecting you, I think, or just like NPCs. You get more resolve. Okay. Okay, so that's pretty situational. You have to have no other archetype as this, no other character having this archetype, but this is Imperial. I imagine a lot of characters might have Imperial archetypes. Oh no, not archetype. Homeworld. So what's an archetype? I think the archetypes are. Oh, they're warrior, intelligence. What's the other thing? Soldier, I think. Better to die for the Emperor. Okay, so if you're dying, if you're under 40% wounds, you get bonuses. You get 10% bonus to all your characteristics, +2 to resolve. Okay. Alright, so you're better at defending against and fighting against Xenos and demonic creatures. Alright, last one, Fortress World. Fortress World. Fortress worlds are planets where the entire populace is immersed in warfare. They constantly train for the day that they may be called upon to defend the Imperium, a charge they solemnly uphold. Fortress worlds are established as bulwarks against the enemy. Every citizen is a soldier trained to fight from the moment they can handle a weapon. Never stop shooting. Each time a Fortress World character kills an enemy, they gain +10 stacks of never stop shooting. At the start of their turn, there is a stacks of never stop shooting % chance that the first attack this round will cost 0 AP will not count towards the attack limit per round. So you get an extra, your chance to get an extra attack, I think. This effect triggers all the stacks are lost. Okay. Got it. Perception +5, willpower +5, fellowship -5. What is fellowship? Person cured to interact with the creatures. So I'm the rogue trader, right? I should have a high fellowship, I think. Combat addict. Alright, so you basically, in combat, you get bonuses. Out of combat, you get negatives. Okay, so you get better dodge as you shoot. So the more you shoot, the better you're able to dodge. Okay, reloading. Okay, so you can combine spare magazine and never stop shooting. Alright, so what do we think? I think, well, I'm a rogue trader, so I think I'm gonna go with the... What outfit settings? Clothes not available yet. Okay. I want something with high fellowship, I think. Because I'm the rogue trader, I'm gonna be interacting with people. I feel like either Imperial World, Hive World, or Forge World. Because Forge World, you get -5 to fellowship. Oh, you don't get a talent to start off. That's not cool. I want a talent to start off. Alright, so I think a Hive World would be good. But I have to make sure to be around people. I don't know, I think I'll just do Hive World. I have to be sure to be... I don't know. It's just the Forge World, you don't get a starting talent. I think it'd be cool to... I think it'd be cool to have be Forge World, though. It's just you don't... Because you could do... You just have high intelligence. And... low fellowship. Alright, let's just do Hive World. Alright, so now we pick an origin. Astra Militarum Commander. The Astra Militarum, commonly known as the Imperial Guard, is the primary fighting force of the Imperium and the first line of defense from the myriad threats that endanger the existence of humanity in the 41st millennium. You have served as one of the commanders of an Astra Militarum regiment, commanding thousands in winning battles in the name of the God Emperor. Alright, so I get regimental tactics. This is good if I'm... Oh, okay. Alright, so you get all this stuff. This might be good, because I'm going to be close to my... With Hive World Origin, I want to be close to others. Alright. Commissar. Commissars of the Officio Perfectus are ruthless officers charged with maintaining the morale, discipline, and fighting spirit of their Astra Militarum regiment. Used to be one of these faithful servants of the God Emperor, a living symbol of Imperium authority, regarded with a mix of fear and awe by their subordinates. Let's see. Oh, you can mark enemies. Okay. Weapon skill, fellowship. What do you get with it? Alright, ballistic skill, perception, athletics, medicine, Medicae. Oh, that sounds pretty good. I don't know, it doesn't really fit the kind of character I'm thinking. Imperium survives and prospers in no small part due to the narrowness of its vision, but a rebellious mind and will such as yours could be not so easily constrained. The dark paths of smugglers and renegades that wind behind the facade of the Imperium society offer a dangerous refuge for those unwilling to bow to the law. You used to be one of these dangerous yet resourceful individuals. Started combat the Carmelorn gains. Plus, I don't think this is for me because you have to have high intelligence. Alright, weapon skill, perception, awareness, logic. Alright. Ministorum Priest. The Ecclesiarchy, known formally as the Adeptus Ministarum, is a vast institution that oversees a galaxy-spanning religion of the Imperium. The Ecclesiarchy's complex hierarchies of cardinals, missionaries, preachers, and zealous laity ensure the prescribed prayers and invocations are made, all the while instructing the masses to guard against heresy and deviancy. You used to be one of those fiery and charismatic individuals concerned with keeping a close watch on your congregation. Or hymn. Grants momentum equal to 2 times the devotee's WP bonus. This ability also grants an additional WP bonus momentum for each enemy that is either in a 5-cell radius around the priest or was hit by the priest this turn. Toughness, willpower, lore, Medicae. Alright, Navy officer. The Imperial Navy is responsible for the fleets of void ships that assert the dominance of the Imperium and the stars and fulfill amid the stars and fulfill other duties connected to the void and warp travel. Used to be a Navy officer and a commander of a void ship, hardened in numerous battles and famous for resounding victories. High nobility of the Imperium are an enormously privileged and powerful elite, a breed apart from the common masses they rule. You grew into adulthood upon a pedestal of affluence and grandeur that towered high above the common masses. You experienced their obedience and lived upon the fruits of their toil, surrendered to your family in solemn fealty. You serve me. I could be a psyker. Psykers are feared and distrusted, but are nonetheless valuable assets to the Imperium. The role of the Adeptus Astra Telepathica as a recruit, identify and classify those found to possess psychic abilities. The most powerful who somehow survive the rigorous sanctioning rituals are selected to serve on the battlefield. The mind of a sanctioned psyker is steeled against the manifold dangers risked by wielders of warp powers. You are one of those found worthy to serve humanity and have miraculously survived the perils of the warp. Note, damaging psyker powers count as weapon attacks, counting toward the normal attack limit per round, and gaining all the benefits of abilities and talents, increasing the damage of attacks. For example, a soldier using the run and gun ability would be able to use damaging psyker powers twice per turn, and an operatives analyze enemies ability affects the damage of the damaging psyker powers. Alright. Got toughness, willpower, lore, warp, carouse. Oh, you get abilities. Okay, you get a bunch of talents. I think these are all... Okay. I don't know what... Um. Let me go back to Homeworld. So I have Hive World. Kind of like Voidborn, because you get this. You get this reroll. I think it's pretty cool. I think I like that. I don't know. Let's go with Voidborn. And what do I want here? Yeah, I don't know if I want to be a noble, because all the abilities are selecting someone and they become your servant. I mean, that might be useful, but it could be a psyker. I don't know. What kind of background do I want? I don't know about all these, like... I don't know, let's just do, close combat. I don't want to do close combat. I think I want to do... Voidborn are like -5 strength, so... I don't know. Then I could do Forge World. Hmm. I don't know, let's just do, Commerce, Demolition, Lore, Imperium, Medicae. I have no idea. I don't know, I know I don't want to get in close. I don't know, I think I'm overthinking this. Like, I'm thinking about all these different combinations, but, I don't know, for the Hive World, I like the Hive World, but the problem is, like, you just have to make sure you're close to 3 or more creatures. Allies or enemies in a 3-cell radius. I think that's good if I want to be... I don't know. Alright, let's be a crime boss. So our hive, we're from a hive world, I think, right? Yeah, hive world, crime boss, crime lord. Apex of Brilliance. You managed to corrupt an entire star system and turn it into your personal den of thieves. I don't know. Do I want to do that? I could do Voidborn, and then I would do. I'd probably do Astra Militarum Commander. So what do I do? What do I get with the Triumph? 3 reforms and leadership restored a broken Imperial Guard regiment to its former martial glory. Um, Alright, let's just... I don't know if I want to be that fanatical. So I don't want to be the Minister and Priest. I don't think. Alright, let's... I guess I'll be a crime boss. Alright, so what's my triumph as a crime lord? Managed to corrupt an entire star system and turn it into your personal den of thieves. You stripped an ecclesiarchy cardinal of a priceless treasure that had been kept in one of the most secure sanctums of the Adeptus Ministorum. You prevailed in a bloody shadow war against the void pirates of your sector. Alright, you stripped an ecclesiarchy cardinal of a priceless treasure that had been kept in one of the most secure sanctums of the Adeptus Ministorum. I think that's good. An inauspicious deal with the wrong people... So this is my darkest hour. An inauspicious deal with the wrong people resulted in the rise of a chaos cult and horrific massacre of innocents. You were arrested and thoroughly interrogated using creative and violent methods. You turned your partners into the authorities and became known as a traitor. Let's do Shadow of Torment. You were arrested and thoroughly interrogated using creative and violent methods. Alright, I think I am... Alright, warriors are combatants boasting exceptional melee powers, prowess capable of dealing with high damage in close quarters combat, withstanding heavy amounts of damage. They also excel at drawing enemies' attention from less defended allies. Core focus, melee movement, dodge, armor, parry, taunt, soaking damage. Officer. These are willpower and fellowship. Well, and -5 willpower. To improve the combat capabilities of their allies, turning them into even greater threats on the battlefield. Core focus, extra turns, single target buffs, rescuing allies' momentum. I don't want to be the guy fighting. An operative uses intelligence and perception to find and exploit weaknesses in an enemy's defenses. None can withstand an attack from an operative. Core focus, precise single attacks, defense penetration, area debuffs, constant firing position. I think I want to be an officer, obviously, right? Soldier, master of all ranged weapons. Quickly able to assume an advantageous position from where they stand ready to rain fire on the enemy. While well trained in a highly diverse range of arms, a soldier is particularly proficient at blasting their targets with burst fire and area weapons. Core focus, movement and ranged attacks, cover and dodge, burst fire, area attacks. Alright, I need willpower and focus. Proper intelligence, perception. What am I good at? Weapon skill, perception, fellowship, agility. I don't know, I'll just go with officer. Right? I think officer is the way to go. Okay, so What is this? Okay. Oh, I have 30 points available. Um... Sword class frigate. I think that's the only one I have, right? The Sword class frigate is a classic combat ship designed, proven in thousands of battles, combining decent firepower, high speed, and respected survivability. Estimated dimensions, blah blah blah. The von Valancius flagship is the mightiest void ship belonging to the von Valancius dynasty. Every system aboard this frigate has been tried and tested in innumerable engagements. Its weapons and turrets deliver hard-hitting volleys with pinpoint accuracy. Its plasma drives are rugged yet reliable in extreme conditions. The flagship's size and maneuverability are perfect for pursuing smaller, faster raiders and for hunting the countless pirates, Xenos, and heretics in the Coronis Expanse. Numerous von Valancius rogue traders have acknowledged the exceptional performance of this vessel, and with a few minor updates, the flagship has continued to faithfully serve on the von Valancius dynasty. You know what? Hold on. Alright. I need to name my void ship. What should I call my void ship? Something, Alright, so I'm a crime lord. So what would I call my ship? I'm a Hive World Ganger crime lord. I don't know. Hold on. I think I want to go back.
I will delight my masters with your demise.
Alright, So this is intelligence. I don't know. I don't know what I should do. Could be a Navy officer. He lured a pirate squadron into the gravitational terror of a star, thereby destroying the whole fleet through your cunning alone. +5 tech use. Your ship became the first to take a now reclaimed warp route to the cluster of humanity's lost worlds. +5 commerce. Under your command, a void ship braved a terrible warp storm without a single casualty among the crew. Awareness. Darkest hour. You have journeyed through dark and forsaken systems, and things you have seen have left a mark on your soul that will never heal. Logic. -5. Once in your past, when the temptation of easy gains got the better of you, you resorted to piracy and were caught red-handed. Your ship was boarded by pirates and you barely survived, enduring many horrors during your time in captivity. Alright, let's do, under your command, a void ship braved a terrible warp storm without a single casualty among the crew. Awareness +5. Your ship was boarded by pirates, and you barely survived, enduring many horrors during your time in captivity. Brand of shame. No. You have journeyed through dark and forsaken systems, and the things you have seen have left a mark in your soul that will never heal. Let's do that one. Archetypes. Officer. Characteristics. Okay, so I don't know. I switched it up from the Crime Lord because the Crime Lord's main ability requires intelligence, and I didn't have intelligence. So I'm thinking if I do the Crime Lord, I would do... I don't know. Oh. Okay, so I could do... So he needs... So if you're a Crime Lord, you need Perception and Intelligence. Hmm.
Unleash the storm of macro cannons.
I don't know. I don't know what to pick here. I could do Death World. Um... Perception, willpower. I don't know what to do. I don't know. I like. Let's just go with what's interesting. So I think I want to do. I don't think if I want a fellowship character, I don't think I should do a crime lord. I think it's be like commissar. Alright, I think I want to be... I don't think I want to be a... Let's be a, Okay, let's do a Navy officer. Hive world. I can... So, I don't know. I can be like an officer kind of archetype. And I need to keep people around me, basically. What does awareness give you? Comes as a subconscious ability to react to things that the conscious mind may not perceive. You can notice traps, heavily hidden objects. Let's do that. Journey through dark in forsaken systems. Logic. Makes the character's rational arguments more convincing. Okay, so may give access to new dialogue options. Alright. You have journeyed through dark and forsaken systems, and the things you have seen have left a mark on your soul that will never heal. Alright, now let's do an officer. I don't know how, like... All right, let's do this. I always play a high charisma or fellowship character. Um, let's do that. All right, I think that's good. So let's call. What should we call our ship? All right. Fortune's Gambit. No, something like something about like acquiring fortune and fame and glory and stuff. Uh, um, let's call it Fortune's Gambit. Tristan Vile.
excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
Choice in dialogues. Okay, got it. I know how to do dialogue. Alright. Have we met? Do you have a particular reason for disturbing me? All this ostentatious luxury. This truly an awe-inspiring. Have we met?
Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigtveer, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship Rogue Trader Theodora von Valencius. At your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
Rogue Trader, a subject of the Imperium with a unique hereditary title, a rogue trader is tasked with exploring and exploiting the still uncharted regions of the galaxy for the benefit of mankind. Alright, Commodore Tristan the Vile von Meinard, Lord Captain of Druce's Blessing.
My regards, Lord Captain. Though, perhaps I should refrain from addressing you thus well. Aboard this vessel. With all due respect, Commodore.
Voigtveer smiles faintly, but you're not sure if it is directed at you.
I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you, or what their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this void ship, your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valencius, and carry the burden of an heir of this house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with Her Ladyship. Bear it with honor.
You have a curious title, Master of Whispers. What are your responsibilities?
To put it plainly, I am the head of the network of spies and informers who serve the interests of House von Valencius. I uncover weak links both among Lady Theodora's retinue and in the ranks of her rivals. I eliminate our vulnerabilities and exploit those of others.
Why am I aboard this vessel? Why have I been brought here?
So that you may fulfill your blood duty. Whatever obligations you had before, they are henceforth null and void. By order of the Lord Captain, you have been requisitioned to serve the rogue trader, indeed blessed by the God Emperor. I see that you are shocked. Yes, you understood correctly. Lady Theodora's authority indeed supersedes that of those whom you obeyed before. The Lord Captain's power is so great that she is capable of performing unthinkable feats, such as changing the fate of a servant of the Imperium. Your fate.
Tell me about the one on whose ship I have found myself.
I would rather not discuss the Lord Captain behind her back. Especially not on board her ship. No one knows better than I that whispers are wont to attract particularly close attention. Suffice it to say that her ladyship is the bearer of the sacred warrant of trade, and a woman of immense power and entitlement. However privileged your position may be, I ask that you do not incur her anger by being disrespectful or obtuse. Lady Theodora despises both qualities.
Oh, I guess I don't play a rogue trader. I play just someone in her employ. You say I'm one of the rogue trader's heirs, so there is another candidate?
There is. And you will meet him soon enough.
That's him. Maybe it's you. I assume you had some goal in mind when you decided to seek me out. Let us address it.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far. The Lord Captain and Master Edelthrad von Valencius are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
Alright, so WSAD moves it around, rotate camera using QE. Alright.
Intriguing.
Got it. Alright, I'm going to real quick. What's formation? Interesting. Alright, I'm gonna get something to drink real quick. And I'll be right back. Let's see. Guys, I'm back. I'm back, guys. All right. All right. So we're okay. So we are gonna meet. Where's the journal? So what do we have? We have inventory. I think I went the wrong way. I think I'm supposed to, as an officer, naval officer, I'm supposed to be good at ballistics. Because they gave me a gun. They didn't give me a sword or anything. Whatever. Alright, anyways, alright. Character. Man, I love this interface. It's pretty cool. It looks so great. It looks great. Okay, so this is our mission. This is our quest. We need to meet with rogue trader Theodora von Valencius, Conrad Voigtver, Master of Whispers serving the von Valencius dynasty, has graciously offered to escort the dynasty heir to me, to Lord Captain Theodore. Okay. Alright, so this is our map. Cool. What is this? Okay. But this is our rule book, our reference book thing. Cargo managers. Okay, this is for our Alright, let's follow Master of Whispers. Okay, some objects you can interact with. They are marked with specific icons. Some icons allow you to study objects. Others will transfer the character to neighboring locations, such as launch a small event. These icons become visible when your character is standing close enough to the interactive object. Click left mouse button on the icon to perform the associated action. Some interactive objects, such as doors or chests, are not always marked with icons. The cursor changes when you hover over them. Hover your cursor over the object. If the cursor changes, the object is interactable. Hold tab to highlight objects your character can interact with. Okay. Alright, so this is all stuff we can interact with. Is this crew officer? What's this? A massive conference table, obviously crafted from real wood, a resource of incredible value aboard a void ship. I heard the Seneschal gave the senior officers another public dressing down recently. I don't know what it was for this time, but what it was for this time. But where Surian would latch onto any slip-up as an excuse to give someone an earful. Seneschal. I think the Seneschal is like... I think he's in charge of the... I think he's like the commerce guy. He stocks the things on board ships. I think he draws up contracts. Records things, I think. I don't know. Could be wrong. Alright. Who's this? Technomat. Let's talk to him. Lay people interfering in the operation of the sacred mechanisms disturbs the machine spirits. In the name of the Omnissiah, refrain from any further profane acts. Alright, I'm sorry, dude.
Seize the opportunity.
Thought. Oh, okay. Thought begets heresy. Heresy begets retribution. To question is to doubt. What the heck? To question is to doubt. Ignorance is a virtue. My armor is contempt. Truth begets hatred. Alright. Great.
The world trembles beneath my feet.
Crew member is hard at work, bowing his head in fear and avoiding even looking at you. If I see you raise your head again, I'll hand you over to the tech priest or servitorization. Alright, let's check out the vid screen. Sacred mechanism has been interfered with without due reverence. The duration of the data processing cycle has tripled. I'm sorry, dude. Glory to the Omnissiah. I'm not gonna...
I tread a path unexplored.
How long do we have to wait for an audience? How many days has it been already?
Powers unseen uncover my path.
May his will strengthen my heart. May my humble deeds be for the benefit of humanity. A candlelit altar with a copy of the 2348th volume of the Lex. I think these things are not. Of the Lex Imperialis, the Codex of the Sacred Laws of the Imperium. You know what? I wonder if I can make those boxes, dialogue boxes, like stick around longer. Let me see. Dialogue settings. Should... No. I don't know if you can change it, I guess. Like, I don't know. I can't find anything that... Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you can do it. I don't think you can do it. Alright, never mind. Alright. Where did he go?
Embrace true power.
I will. I will embrace true power. Alright, Conrad. I'm here. Oh.
One of the Fon Valencia's trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
What's happening?
Uh-oh.
Run! The servitors have gone berserk!
Oh, they have las pistols?
I march for power.
You have been ambushed. The battle begins. To survive the grim darkness of the far future, you will have to face enemies of all kinds and fight for your life. These hints and tutorials will familiarize you with the combat system of Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. Click the button at the top of the screen to start the battle. Okay, let's start the battle. It's just me. Ooh. Dang. I think all battles in the game are turn-based, take place on a grid. On their turn, a character can move, attack, and use their abilities. Select a cell within the highlighted area and double-click left mouse button on it to move the character there. Movement points determine how far a character can move on their turn. One movement corresponds to one cell in the battlefield. Moving diagonally is more costly. Every second diagonal uses 2 MP. At the beginning of each turn, movement points are restored to their maximum value. Note that once a character starts moving, the action can no longer be cancelled. Alright. I don't know what I'm good at. Let's see. I can shoot. Alright, for 1 round, the Navy officer and their allies in a 3-cell radius gain +2 deflection for each archetype. Determines the amount of damage deducted whenever an enemy hits the character. Okay. Okay. Voice of command. 1 for any creature within 10 cell radius. The officer forces an ally to fully push themselves, increasing their characteristics by +15 for 1 round. Additionally, all of the officer's abilities can be applied to the target. Alright, let me do brace for impact.
1 step closer. Ravage and conquer. This is beneath me. I won't waste my time on that.
How much can I reload?
I will triumph.
Can I shoot again?
Reject the very idea.
No.
Purpose, death shall reign.
Is there another one?
What suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan. I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
Intriguing.
Short circuiting of the motive force. Okay. Can I help this person? Can I help you? Are you dead? Are you just like slumped in a weird position? The Tarantula Sentry Gun constructed with the blessing of the Adeptus Mechanicus using a standard template construct in the manufactorums of Kiava Gamma. The Minru's battle tank, reclaimed and restored by the grace of the God Emperor. The first to breach the capital walls during the pacification of Fortes Satan. A violet alloy, which upon closer examination turns out to be a handcrafted object. Tools, symbols carved with a primitive tool are visible on the surface. Black shard resembling obsidian. If you look closely, you can discern a strange, barely perceptible glow inside the artifact. Massive golden amalgam interspersed with sparkling particles. The stone on the pedestal is no doubt solid, but its surface shimmers and changes hue, as if someone has captured a piece of turbulent sea within the rock. What is that? A strange object that resembles sea coral. The porous surface is pitted, a sign that it has been underwater.
The world will bow.
A gray-green crystal with white veins. A low hum can be heard coming from the artifact.
The world trembles beneath my feet. Let's seize the opportunity.
This exhibit is unfinished. Another symbol of House von Valancius's valor will be displayed here at some point in the future. Alright, I think I've seen all the artifacts. Which way did I come? I think I came from this area. Is that right? Over here? Where's it at?
Powers unseen uncover my path. I tread a path unexplored.
Eldothrad. That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora. Says a man dressed in peculiar garb, his voice tight with tension, his face, half of which is carved by sin skin, is twisted in a grimace of displeasure and disbelief. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide, particularly an admission practically an admission of heresy. What is Elder Thrall? Elder... Is that this guy? What does he look like? I don't know, I can't really tell. Theodora. The tall, gray-haired woman pins him with her gaze, her cybernetic eye flashing crimson. Then suggest an alternative that would satisfy me. I've described the situation, no worse for than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Aeon 6 Edelthrod? Listen in silence. While you're considering your answer, Edelthrod, I wish to speak with someone else. Perhaps I shall hear something more interesting than incoherent mumbling. Theodora nods in your direction. Approach. What is this? Edelthrod turns to you and regards you with indignation. Is this someone from your retinue, Theodora? Do you permit your people to interrupt your conversations in such a fashion? I give that permission to those with something of substance to say. Let us see if it was worth it. Theodora tilts her head, her lips stretched into a cold smile. This is Tristan the Vile, the second candidate for the title of my successor. The rogue trader regards you with a look that is imperious, predatory, and oppressive. Step forward, Tristan the Vile. Passive skill test. Your character's skills reflect their knowledge and capabilities. Some dialogues automatically initiate passive skill tests. If such a test succeeds, new information will be revealed or a hidden dialogue option will unlock. If your character is traveling with allies, the party member with the highest score in the applicable skill is selected for each given passive skill test. Alright, so that... Oh my god. I had a passive lore test. Consider this hypothetical situation. Aeon 6, a new world on the fringes of the Coronis Expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure? Alright, I could say... Ooh, there's a lot of options here. Okay, so I could say those spirits could well be natives named for dangerous aliens. I would first verify if that is indeed the case, and if the population of Aeon 6 engages in xeno worship. Lord Warp. There are ways to confirm whether what is happening on Aeon 6 is witchcraft or not. It might cost several psychers to do so, but it will give us the answer. Seismic activity, you say? I wish I could look at some augur readings, but theoretically a couple of well-placed orbital strikes would drown Aeon 6 and all its terrors in an ocean of magma. Whoa, that's a little extreme. Basically, that's a suggestion to, like, bomb the entire planet and just, like, turn it into, like, a lifeless rock. For these reports, the spirits certainly sound like evidence of heresy. However, I would put my interest first. No matter what means I would have to use, the riches of Aeon 6 would be mine. Aeon 6 must be purged for the good of the Imperium. I shall exterminate the heretical beliefs and otherworldly powers that rule the native apostates. I do not know. Let's do Xenos. I would first verify if that is indeed the case, and if the population of Aeon 6 engages in Xeno worship. I think it's Xenos, or... Let's do this. Theodore arches an eyebrow. Reasonable and prudent. However, chasing after ethereal creatures may prove a rather long and fruitless endeavor. Eldred scoffs. Apart from Xenos, an untrodden planet might be teeming... is that the voice I did before? I don't remember. Teeming with myriad horrors that are far more dangerous and difficult to eradicate. I suspect that you, Tristan the Vile, are simply unaware of their existence. What is that? Protocol. I gave a straight answer to a simple question, which, as I understand, was still more than you could do at Ethelthrod. The color drains from Ethelthrod's face, which distorts his features further. Insolent! Ignorant upstart! How dare you! Theodora. Ethelthrod. Theodora's tone renders him silent. I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me, then, why my senior congregator is so dawdling about the officer's deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks, to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview. I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me, that it will well forgot the time. Ethelthrod. God, this guy's name is impossible. Ethelthrod bows ceremoniously and takes his leave without sparing you another look. Theodora. Theodora's gaze follows him as he leaves. Then she turns to you. So, Tristan the Vile, why are you here? There are questions that I wish to have answered. Theodora, you are direct, I approve, but you will have to wait. There is something I want you to understand first. My name is Theodora von Valencius Massimo of Scaris. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity. My rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic, the Warrant of Trade. Let's look at what this Warrant of Trade is, because I know what it is. But it's an interesting document. Warrant of Trade, the sacred relic document that affirms the preeminent rights of a rogue trader throughout the galaxy. It's this document you get, and you can basically do you have the freedom to do tons of different stuff in this normally very restrictive society. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness beyond the Imperium and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign and bode death and ruin to us all. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explorable void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon, resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you, Tristan the Vile, one of those with the von Valancius blood in their veins, and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes. I'm ready to take on this sacred purpose. Oh yes, you would be, wouldn't you? The question is, am I ready to choose you over the rest? You came aboard hours before the warp jump, and have not yet distinguished yourself in any way. As things currently stand, I have doubts that you are suitable for the royal role of rogue trader. Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nevertheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful, if not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Theodore sighs and looks away pensively for a moment. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Conrad Voigtver served me for many years before he made his mistake. Did I hear you correctly? The Master of Whispers is related to you? His kinship to me is most distant, as is yours. Nonetheless, he does bear the name von Valancius, even if he avoids using it publicly, and as such, strictly speaking, can be considered my heir. That door, however, is closed to him. Voigtver's performance in his current role is satisfactory, or it used to be at least. One of, does this mean there are other heirs? Naturally, some have yet to arrive on board, but you have had the pleasure of meeting one of them. Edelthrod may be somewhat disconcerted by the scale of the responsibilities that may potentially fall upon his shoulders. However, I have a good feeling about him as a candidate. If you are satisfied with Edelthrod, then what sense is there in having this conversation? Why are you wasting your time on me? Did I say something wrong? Oh shoot. Theodora shakes her head. Impatience. I'm rather fond of impatient people. They are not as quick to resign themselves to circumstance, and more eager to show initiative. Even if I do choose Edelthrod. Even if I do choose Edelthrod as my successor, I will still require loyal advisors. The skills and the knowledge you acquire in your former life may prove invaluable here in the Coronis Expanse. You were once a Lord Captain yourself aboard your own ship. You know everything there is to know about the life of this gargantuan beast and its thousands of crew members. You know how fickle machine spirits can be, how weak-willed are the rabble from the lower decks, how a single tactical decision can turn the tide of battle. Few people can claim to have such priceless experience that is so highly sought after in my calling. Moreover, Theodora smiles slightly. Your courage has made you far more famous than you yourself probably realize. True feats of heroism will forever live in the annals of the Imperium, bring honor to the von Valancius' line. Thank you for clarifying. May I ask my questions now? The vox affixed to Theodora's attire suddenly comes to life, but all you can hear is unintelligible noise. Theodora winces, shuts off her transmission, and gives you an imperious nod. I have some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship's translation out of the warp. My presence is required on the bridge. I wouldn't say all this. I'm a captain of a ship. I wouldn't say navigator translation. So a navigator is like the psyker that's guiding the ship through the warp, because he has to be able to fix the beacon. The what's it called? There's like this psychic beacon from Earth that you have to you have to kind of, so you can orient yourself in the galaxy. A translation is translating, I think, from real space to warp space, and then warp space back to real space. An incident took place on the officers... Wait a minute. Alright, what is the question I really want to ask? What are my current responsibilities? Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings and aboard the ship and in your new position. Eventually, I will find a post that suits you as I did for Edelthrod. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide. Where's your ship headed? The Reichhat system, the domain of rogue trader Winterscale. One of my peers and rivals. Only 3 rogue traders exist in the Coronis expanse. Each one of them possesses resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House Valancius in surpassing both of them in affluence and splendor. I set the course for Reichad on demand. Theodore grimaces. She gives you a stern look, then shrugs. For a very specific reason. Perhaps I shall yet apprise you of the purpose for this voyage, but now it is not the time. An incident took place on the officer's deck. Some servitors went berserk and attacked the crew. Is that so? Perhaps the technomats were careless during maintenance. Or it could be the warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Geller field. Or perhaps there is something to all the stories about the ship being possessed after all. Abelard. The gray-haired officer gives the rogue trader a look of cautious disapproval. Lady Theodora, for the God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread about by uneducated riffraff. Enough, Abelard. Such heresy amuses me. Idira eagerly retells me everything that she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. She turns to you. This ship is thousands of years old. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folks speak of specters dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live. Gracious Lord Captain, surely there are ways I can prove myself. Should I say that? I have no more questions. In that case, I shall head to Theodore's Vox awakens once more. This time you pick up shouting. Lord Captain freezes, listening to the Voxcast, then nods and draws her weapon. Disturbance as reported on the adjacent deck, Seneschal. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. She glances at you. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated.
The absurdity of your struggle amuses me.
Are you ready to die?
Initiative. All combat commands act in turns, and their order is determined by an initiative roll. The order of turns is displayed on the left side of the screen. Okay, over here. From bottom to top. The character at the very bottom goes first, and the one above them, and so on. So, Theodora, Abelard, Mort. Okay, so we have all these. Man, I'm way up here. Okay. Alright. Got it. Do I control Theodora? Start the battle.
One fewer target.
Cover. Use cover to avoid enemy attacks. Cover that a character can hide behind are marked with a shield. Or a shield with a skull. When standing close to them, the character will automatically take up an advantageous position. In this case, the chance that enemy attacks will hit the cover and not the character behind them increases. The character will not receive a bonus if attacked from a side not protected by their current cover. Okay. Good to know.
I will triumph. This is beneath me. Brace yourself, Avalon!
My ears are ringing.
Reduced to dust! I took care of this one. Ruin, what a satisfying demise.
Oh, I can't. I have to move. And then... Okay.
I won't waste my time on that. Reduced to dust! Of the Imperial!
Theodore waves her hand in a commanding gesture. Mort, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single Whoreson survive. The rogue trader turns her eyes to you. Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst onto deck. Not bad. I've seen many an officer panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel. She looks at the Vox in her hand. All you can hear is lifeless static. The incident with rampaging servitors may be connected to what's transpiring now. Possibly. Quite likely. Theodore winces and flicks the switch on her Vox a few times. We will investigate at a later time. Right now we need to isolate the affected compartments and try to assess the situation. What's happening? From what we have seen, Tristan the Vile, I can suspect that we are dealing with some variety of madness induced by warp travel. Seneschal is astonishingly calm for someone who just... Oh, this is Abelard. Whoops. Seneschal is astonishingly calm for someone who just survived a sudden attack. Such episodes are not uncommon among voidsmen, but who have found themselves outside the boundaries of real space. And such episodes seldom spill onto other decks. Theodora clicks her Vox a few times. The casters are not working, or have been sabotaged. Either the warp is toying with us, or someone went to great lengths to cut the ship's communications. I will need a direct channel to the engine sphere prime before I can get a sense of what we're up against. Whatever it may be, keep your weapons at the ready. Imagine it will be some time before we no longer need them. How could there be armed people in the ranks of the crew who would dare attack the Lord Captain? Sunshine gives you a gloomy look. Trust me, Tristan Vile, this is hardly surprising for a crew of thousands. Lower decks are a fertile environment for discontent and heresy. No matter how one tries to incinerate any seed before it can take root, all it takes is a hint of warp influence to cloud the minds of normally obedient cattle. Sporadic riots on the lower decks never reach these compartments. Theodore's anger causes the seneschal to shrink slightly. No, the tumults of the rabble are always contained within their own territory. This is too well organized. It is spreading too rapidly. What are your orders? She breaks eye contact with you. Mort has gone on ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the arch-militant requires aid, and be quick about it.
Embrace true power. The world trembles beneath my feet. Bow. Let's seize the opportunity.
Conrad Voigtgiver. Conrad Voigtgiver lets out a sigh of relief upon seeing you. Thank Providence, you are alive and well. What was it? Does he have a British accent? I forgot what his accent. How he's. Thank Providence, you're alive and well. Always on time, eh, Conrad? He's Mort. The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it. Conrad pointedly looks away from the arch-militant to you. Mort, pull yourself together. The arch-militant looks back at you. What did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We are all done here. I'll report right away. Mort pulls his Vox from the belt and hurriedly reports on the situation. Theodora, Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent. The Voxmaster is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Fort! I've not yet received word from the engineer room regarding any Gala field failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they've ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. Voigtver pauses. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggested this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized region. Must provide immediate assistance to those still in the middle decks. Perhaps then we might stop this wave from spreading. First, we have to confirm the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure, and I have the means to do both things at once. Her expression changes as her eyes flash ominously. Theodore looks at Voigtver. Edelthrod, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assaulted by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons. I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on Transitional Deck 18. Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Edelthrod. Immediately, Seneschal, locate Tias and the sister battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-militant with me. I must go to my study. It appears that we might encounter heretics along the way. Tristan the Vile. Theodore glances at you thoughtfully. If I may, Lord Captain? Voigtver's voice is soft and cautious. Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Edelthrod back, I could use some support. After all, I'm not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the house as the esteemed arch-militant. Taking into consideration Edelthrod's psychic powers. Then it's settled. Tristan the Vile. Find Edelthrud and bring him here in whatever state you find him. This elevator, she points at the massive doors, leads to a restricted compartment such as my personal chambers in the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand? I shall do everything in my power. I hear. Theodora hisses in fury. Not everything in your power. You will do as I say. I'll have your head if you fail. Is that clear? Then move out. Mort, come. Voigtver gives you nod. Are you ready to head to 18? It's a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear. I shall make do. Lead the way. Of course you will. Rummages in his pocket for something. Lady Theodora would never have someone she couldn't rely on as one of her heirs, but that's no longer relevant. With a pop and a sharp crackle, something hits you in the abdomen, and you are consumed by unbearable, gut-wrenching pain. Great. I promise you a special destiny, Tristan. Well, it seems to fulfill it. If a character falls unconscious, they receive trauma. This reduces their characteristics or inflicts an additional negative effect. Oh, I guess it's all done. There's a key. Okay.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. He has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warren Chamber. And for that, I need him breathing. Oh, you were back with us, I see. Delightful.
Alright, that's his. Careful, careful, be gentle with our guest. He has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warren Chamber. And for that, I need him breathing. Alright, I think that might be closer. Okay, Voigtver, you two-faced scum. You're the one behind this mayhem.
How perceptive of you. I'll help you with the next insight. I need you here for your blood. You have the option to share it voluntarily, or I will squeeze it out of you myself. We are in the anteroom of the Warren Chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred Warrant of Trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates of the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
I should say, will you let me join you? We can take the warrant from Theodora together. What is it? inbred? Is your blood too thin for the Sentinel?
On the contrary, the warp's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, Fon Valencius. The Sentinel refused to submit to me. But you can help. After all, isn't that what family is for?
So coercion. What sorry, pathetic excuse do you even have for your apostasy? You sordid, wretched piece of Grok's shit.
Wretched? What do you know about wretchedness? Theodorus Kerr. Are you hoping to buy a grain of her indulgence with your blind loyalty? Oh, I know this delusion. But thank the gods it no longer has power over me. Humanity can rot. I no longer serve mortal kind. Once my work is done, I'll make that pompous wench, Fon Valencius, watch as I sacrifice her entire dynasty and commit their fate to the gods. And you will be the instrument by which I will accomplish this righteous act.
One of the available dialogue options requires making a skill test, unlike with passive tests, which are made automatically. In this case, you can decide whether or not to select an option, the consequences of which will depend on the result of the associated test. Success or failure affects how the dialogue will develop. Depending on the context, you might change the course of the conversation, alter the character's attitude or perform an action whose consequences will only become apparent later. Have your cursor over the dialogue option that requires a skill test, and you'll see a tooltip detailing your chances of success. The number after the skill's name indicates the difficulty of the test. Once your character starts traveling with allies, the party members with the highest score in the applicable skill will be selected for each test. Is this a skill test? The blade flashes in the dim light, and drops of blood appear on your palm. For a brief moment, you feel nauseous. Your head is spinning, and then quiet whispers begin to flood your mind. More and more sourceless voices echo each other, drowning out your thoughts, replacing them with a singular urge. Go to the gate. Go to the gate. Alright, so I should be able to hover over this, and it tells me... I think it doesn't tell me... I don't have any option. I think that tooltip, like, lied. Alright. So, fight the voice in your head. Get out. I'm not your puppet. I will do as you require, but I will find a way to make you pay for this, you filth. Get out. I am not your puppet. Voices in your head giggle and mock your desperate outcry. You feel this intruding influence forcing you onto your feet and making you take a step forward. A step towards the gates looming in the center of the chamber. Alright, well, I guess I can't. Oh god. Tech use. In the gateway arch, you see a cogitator with a human likeness built into the front panel. As you approach, the torso twitches slightly. This is a servitor, an obedient automaton created from a lobotomized human being. Sentinel turns its head to you, one of its eye sockets lighting up with two ember-like irises. Look for anything that could be used as a weapon. You look around in hopes of finding at least something that could work as a weapon. Your search is in vain. The chamber anteroom is completely empty and in perfect working condition. Never a broken panel or a protruding piece of rebar in sight. Alright, I'll look back.
Did you forget something? I suggest you hurry.
Right, okay, so I have to examine the device. You carefully I succeeded? Okay. That's impressive. You carefully inspect the design of the gate cogitator. Any type of digital computer in the Imperium of Man. What immediately catches our eye is the strange alloy that was used as material for this machine's components, some of which are unfamiliar to you. Suspect that this might be some kind of archaeotech relic. Archaeotech. An incredibly rare and powerful piece of technology from humanity's ancient past. The servitor on the gate begins to move. With the screeching and groaning of metal, it leans forward closer to you. Its lower jaw opens with a drawn-out shriek, much wider than the jaw of a living human could. The vid screen to the right of you lights up, showing strings of mysterious symbols on a green background. A whisper runs through your consciousness, demanding sacrifice. The voices that filled your head after Voitvir wounded you with his blade did not go away. On the contrary, their source called itself into a tight knot somewhere in the depths of your mind. Examine the sentinel. Servitor looks noticeably different from the ones you are used to. Its skin covering is stitched together with copper thread and has metal hinges in place of standard joints. It seems that the creators of the Sentinel did everything to ensure that the service of life of this unit would be much longer than that of ordinary automatons. I guess I need to stick my hand into its maw. The Sentinel's jaws clamp around your hand, puncturing your skin and sinking into your flesh. A few dark drops fall into the servitor's throat, and immediately you hear humming as the servo motors start up and pumps stir into motion. The vid screen of the cogitator flickers. Several long minutes pass. The Sentinel's jaws remain closed, and you're beginning to feel sick. Perhaps if you were to lean against the gate, you could catch your breath, maybe even close your eyes and pretend none of this ever had.
High levels of caustic humus. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
Yeah, I require assistance. You do not understand where this quiet voice is coming from. Crackling like static. Is it the Sentinel, the cogitator? Is it a figment of your weary mind? Whichever it is, you can clearly hear every word. Yes, I do require assistance. Pain shoots through your head and it subsides just as quickly. It would seem the entity coiled in your consciousness does not have the ability to do you any real harm.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
Well, there is still another way.
Alright, we need to check the warrant chamber.
I tread a path unexplored.
Oops. Still red hot from the gunfire, the engines of... Okay. Alright, let's go. The enormous gates match the importance of the thing they protect. The massive doors are made of heavy metal. It's too quick. Those dialogue boxes are way too quick.
embrace true power.
Let it be known that by my will and by the true words of this document, I appoint this person to be the bearer of the warrant of trade. Be the paragon of humanity, unbroken by adversity. To triumph over nightmares untold, to hold boldly the reins of fate, to walk steadily the road of thorns, to... or through... something.
Escort the child of the house to safety.
Child of the house. I need a weapon. I'm utterly
Distance
defenseless.
from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
Servo skull goes silent. It relays clicking. Second after second passes, and you realize that the servo skull will not answer you. I need to contact someone, preferably Theodora.
Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup. Establishing connection.
In place of the mechanical screeching, the servo skull's vox projects the voice of Theodora von Valancius, distorted and ridden with static, yet still recognizable beyond a doubt. Voxmaster, restore communication with the navigator's sanctum. I am trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all available forces and head to the upper decks at once. I repeat, regroup all available forces and head.
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection.
What madness is happening here? Who are you? Who addresses me?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warren Sentinel standing by.
What is obnubilation? Be the Warrant Sentinel?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warren Sentinel standing by.
Alright, lead me away from here.
Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
Alright, as the game story unfolds, you will see notifications at the top of the screen indicating that the status of your current objective has been updated and that new information has been added to your journal. You can open the journal by pressing J or clicking the left mouse button on the notification at the top of the screen. Journal entries help you keep track of current events and guide your character on their journey. The Quest tab tracks the progress of the main story. Here you can find information about any quests you have accepted and their current status. Use a journal to help yourself understand where to go on the next step of your adventure. The Rumors and Contracts sections also contain important information. You will learn more about them later. Alright, I think I'm probably going to end it there. I'm kind of like falling asleep here, but okay, let me save this. I guess I can save. Alright. Alright. That was a fun first session. I like it. Turn-based. I figured it was turn-based. It's pretty cool. The interface is great. Music's good. Man, that character creation is so in-depth. Like, I think I spent like at least an hour just creating this character. I think it's in-depth in the sense that there's a lot of different combinations and you have to kind of read through everything and like think about how everything matches up. But alright, so I'll definitely be playing this, and next session we'll be continuing this. but I'll also be playing Baldur's Gate 3 at the same time. So, all right, so I'll see you guys next time.